What is going on, guys? So today I'm going to tell you about COTI. So COTI stands for Currency of the Internet, and they are currently having an ICO right now. And before I do start, I want you guys to note that they did reach out to me to do a sponsor review. However, this is going to be my honest opinion and thoughts on the actual project. And also only share with you guys projects that I think are legit and actually have potential future success. But with that being said, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. So make sure you guys do due diligence when you're researching, especially in ICOs, because they can be extremely risky. So with that being said, let's get on to it. So what is COTI? So COTI is a payment transaction network that's supported by native digital currency, and they're currently trying to solve the problems associated with the payment system today, and they're looking to be a dominant figure in the digital currency space. So they actually have this really awesome video on their website that you guys can check out, but I'm just going to go through a quick skim through the website real quick, then I'll show you guys some recent updates they have in the white paper and token details and all that fun stuff. But here they have been seen on Forbes, TechCrunch, Investing.com, many other sites here. But here's what I want to show you guys. So here they state $49.8 trillion of consumer-initiated transactions annually. So look at this. A whopping 99.997% for traditional currencies. And then you got 0.003% for digital currencies. So that is a huge difference right there. So obviously once cryptocurrencies become mass adopted, more people are using them, there's a huge market that they could target in here. But also they have here their solution. They stated digital currency that's built for payment. So they got convenient, fraud resistant, trust based, license or regulations and all that, instant, which is huge, especially if you're going to be a payments solution, and also zero to low fees. And here there's some protocols. So here, building trust and incentivizing honest conduct. So here's a little mock-up of what it would look like on a phone application. And overall, this is just a quick rundown through the website. And I'll show you guys the roadmap, the team in just a second. But let me show you guys some recent updates they have here. So here's some just new events that they just recently announced. But here they have Sahaf Bar Geffen. So apologize if I mispronounced your name, but he is now the CEO of COTI. So he actually used to be an advisor for them, but now he's appointed the CEO. And he used to actually, he had Web3, which is the company that he co-founded and started as CEO as of 2006. And here, he grew from a two-person startup to a multinational company operating in 15 countries. So clearly, he's quite impressive, this guy, as far as his business background. He also has a bachelor's degree in biotech and economics from Tel Aviv University, magna cum laude, and is an Air Force officer, major reserves. So pretty interesting background for him. And so here at Tel Aviv, so I'm mispronouncing that, sorry, but currently this is actually a city in Israel, and apparently this is a very, I would say, big tech-related city. So here they talk about how home to big companies such as Apple, Google, Intel, IBM, Facebook, and more. So I personally haven't been here, so I can't really say much on it, but from what they're describing, they're thinking this in my head as, the Silicon Valley, but over outside the U.S. And also they state that the proof-of-work concept, POW, was actually co-invented by Moni Noward, which he was actually in Weizmann Institute of Science, which was just outside of Tel Aviv. Well, definitely a lot of, I would say, smart people in this area. But here they state introducing trust chains in COTI's base layer protocol. So here they state the research and development efforts have accelerated over recent months, and the research engineers are currently finalizing the mechanics of COTI's base layer protocol. So by developing a new base layer protocol, rather than relying on an existing blockchain standard, COTI will be ideally positioned to support scalable, instant, zero to low fee payments in a decentralized manner, which is huge, especially for the payment system that they're trying to solve. But they state COTI's payment protocol uses DAG, which stands for Directed Acyclic Graph Data Structure, a structure that is increasingly regarded as representing the next phase in the evolution of distributed ledger technologies. So DAG-based distributed ledger technologies do away with a number of limitations of traditional blockchain technologies. So this includes scalability limitations, which result in high fees and poor usability, particularly in the context of retail payments. Also, DAG-based distributed ledger technologies are inherently scalable and, in contrast to blockchain, yield improved usability as the volume of network transaction increases. And also, while there are several digital currency initiatives currently employing DAG-based approaches, the novelty in COTI's approach lies in the way it incorporates the trust scoring and mediation layers as mechanisms for achieving rapid consensus, while mitigating the risk of double spend. And in particular, COTI is introducing the concept of trust chains, a new consensus mechanism that facilitates significantly faster confirmation times. And there's more details in the white paper. I'll show you guys some of that real quick. But here are just some details on the token sale. So right now, they said that they have a max supply of 4 billion tokens. You might think that's a huge number. However, only 40% will be available for the sale, so about half of that. And Right now, these private sales going on, so if you guys were looking to get into it, they do have a minimum, which is about $50,000, which, I mean, depending if you can afford that or not, then you guys can make that decision. But public pre-sale and then public sale will be in the next few weeks. So here they state the public pre-sale will be in April, so pretty much a month or so, depending on when you're watching this. But then the actual public sale will commence after that, and it's ERC20 token. But here they state that the actual private sales, the guys that are investing $50,000 or more, they will be vesting their investments. So that means that they can't sell it off and dump it right when they land on exchanges. So that's better for, let's say, the retail investors not putting that much in, knowing that there's a lockup period to where they can't just sit there and sell it all off immediately. And also the current price, they stayed about 10 cents right now. But depending on when you get into the sale, they'll have bonuses and discounts, so that can obviously differ from there. But the max price would be 10 cents. And currently the private sales in progress. So here they state, like I mentioned, $50,000 or equivalents. And they're actually looking for exchange listings to be working. So once they do obviously end the ICO, then they can actually get listed on that. But they have a Telegram group too, so you guys can check that out as well. But here's the actual token sales summary. So this is where they're allocating all the tokens and more of the details on that. So currently, they said that the during this phase, about 2 billion would be the total supply here. And it says the hard cap is $60 million. So that, I would say, in my opinion, just looking at any ICO, is like in the middle. So it's like, it's not too low, it's not too high. It's kind of like in the middle to where nothing really is major. So obviously, what they're trying to do, I could say that this is huge potential for them, but definitely whenever you're looking at ICOs, make sure you guys look at the hard cap, because if the hard cap's, you know, like $500 million, $1 billion, some crazy number, then obviously your return on investment would be very micro, because they'd have to double in that, triple in that. So just note that as far as any ICOs. And they state that the amount of tokens that will be sold about 650 million to 800 million. So obviously that's nothing compared to the 4 billion that they state as the token supply. And obviously, they show the allocations as far as backers, investors, etc. But here's the use of funds. So here, you guys can definitely check this out. You want to pause the screen. But one thing I wanted to just mention real quick is marketing will be allocated to 16%. So obviously, any cryptocurrency out there you're looking to get into, you want to look at the marketing and make sure that they can actually get the word out in order to get people to get into the cryptocurrency. But also research and development and COTI fund, which is something that they have the next year, I believe, that they're gonna work on. But you guys can definitely see all this in the details here. But here's the currently, like I mentioned, the 10 cents per COTI, and right now this is the details. So they state that each discount right now would lower the price. So for the public pre-sale, be about 8 cents. But here you guys can see it varies depending on what time you were to get into it, but maximum would be 10 cents. And also, like I mentioned, the vesting, holding him up. And pretty much that's just a quick details on the actual token sale and a little bit about the CEO and the overview. But here, let me go to the actual white paper and show you guys something interesting. So, like I mentioned, a payment transaction network that's supported by native digital currency. But here's what I want to show you guys. So they have the network core. So these are key components underlying COTI's network, and this includes the trust score engine. So this automatically assesses the interaction between buyers and sellers over time, assigning each network participant with a unique trust score. So actually here they state the trust scores are a key driver for transaction fees. So the higher your score is, you are getting basically lower to zero fees. And if you have a lower score, you're getting comparatively high fees. And also they have the mediation system. So this basically resolves these disputes. So mediation system resolves disputes between transacting parties and maintains the integrity of the network. So a first of its kind system leverages data science, game theory, and independent network of crowdsourced mediators to resolve disputes fairly and efficiently without prompting a material increase in transaction costs. And also last they have here is the currency exchange. So this provides network participants with a means of moving seamlessly between currencies, so both fiat and digital, by aggregating liquidity from internal and external liquidity pools. So the exchange is complemented by an automated market maker, which maintains fair and orderly markets in a range of currencies. And obviously they have the native currency COTI. Seems like the symbol here would be XCT, and is the digital currency that will serve as a means of collecting network fees, as a means of compensating mediators, and as a means of exchange between buyers and sellers. So XCT was designed to overcome the scalability challenges associated with incumbent digital currencies, and it will excel in common payment scenarios by supporting instant zero transaction fees. And obviously you guys can see here currency of the internet, but they say application and services. So COTI is developing a suite of applications and services that will provide individuals, merchants, and crowdsourced mediators with seamless connectivity to the COTI network. And so Here they state for consumers, the COTI wallet and virtual debit cards will facilitate the secure storage, transmission, and exchange of digital and fiat funds. And for merchants, the COTI processing solutions will facilitate the acceptance of payments in a variety of fiat and digital currencies at substantially lower processing fees, which sounds good for both of them. And for the mediators, the COTI mediator client will enable mediators to contribute to and compensate for the successful resolution of transaction disputes. And here there's some more details on this, but I'm not going to go into detail on every single thing on the white paper. I'm just going to give you guys like a broad idea of it, and then you guys can definitely check this out if you're interested. But here they mention, issues with Bitcoin, so scalability, speed. Obviously, you guys, I don't know, I haven't recently done anything with Bitcoin, but back in the day, Bitcoin is super slow and it's so expensive as well. Also, they got legal issues, third-party vulnerability. So I mentioned a lot about exchanges being hacked. So here they state, the Bitcoin network itself has never been compromised, but Bitcoin exchanges, they're getting hacked, people losing all their money, and this is huge, especially in the space, to get people, they're either getting scared from it or not. But obviously, to solve this issue as well, it's huge. And also, volatility, obviously,